Are back for the round four. Sorry for the delay there. You know, lunchtime takes a little bit of extra time. But here we have a very interesting match. Sakazuki versus Old Man Whitebeard. Old Man is still alive and kicking. Um, Now this is one of those matches that is going to be very, very interesting because Whitebeard is going to be looking to play bodies on board, so big bodies like, for example, that Thatch that we see there. But Sakazuki is going to be looking to remove all of those bodies off a board. So we're going to see how um, Whitebeard is going to want to navigate this matchup here. I think the course of action is to actually just try to swing as big as possible, making sure that you're getting multiple cards out of hand while defending your own life total as well. Um, so that is going to be key to this matchup here. Um, so we'll see here. So here we see the double Ezo coming down. Um, so here we see the double Ezo coming down. Just a classic Whitebeard starting. So here we're going to see a 6K swing onto Sakazuki, and then just dropping the brand new to get the search down. And just taking the Great Eruption off of that there. So Great Eruption is going to come in super clutch in the late game. Just being able to use 1 - 2 onto those big bodies there, and then doing the regular Sakazuki stuff. But the difference maker here is because Whitebeard is a 6K leader minimum, you know, for leader swing, for Sakazuki, he's going to have to attach one Don, and you won't be able to generate as much value with these smaller bodies because just because Whitebeard is at 6K. So Whitebeard over to Whitebeard's turn is going to go 6K at leader, guaranteed at least a 2K, but he's probably just going to take it here. Easy, take the first life, no rush, get another card in hand. So he's going to attach Dawn here and swing, that looks to be 5K with Ezo, and just going from there. All right, so here we just see a brand new swinging into Ezo and attaching the one Dawn, swinging 6. Just have to pitch one card here, pitching the Marco, and then dropping that 4-cost Kuzan. So that 4-cost Kuzan, we saw it put in work earlier today, and it's going to put in work in this matchup because Whitebeard's a deck that likes to drop maybe one at max 2 bodies on board. Just being able to -4 here and using all the various tools that Sakazuki has to get rid of those bodies is going to come up really, really clutch here. Sakazuki just thinking of what what to discard off of the leader effect and just going to pass over the turn there. So this is pretty much what the matchup's going to be like. Just the back and forth here. So let us see what Wipebeard decides to do here. So this looks like a 6K to life, guarantee getting 2K counter out. And that's the powerhouse of former Whitebeard and this Whitebeard now. It's still 6K swinging at life, right? So it's guaranteed at least a 2K or a 1K. So he's just gonna drop the Rush Luffy here, attach one Don, swinging in with 7. And this is what you got to do here. You just got to pressure Sakazuki to do red shenanigans. That's why Sakazuki has such a hard time dealing with red because they can just drop these rush bodies on board and swing to face. Um, so 7K swing, forcing 2 cards out of hand. So here we see a 2K, 1K with the Toshigi and the Suru, and the leader effect is going to add the card to hand. So one card that really makes or breaks this matchup is Pudding, if Sakazuki's on it. Um, just being able to reset Whitebeard's hand to 5 and then start swinging in for those 6Ks, but still having to attach one Dawn, still pretty huge and taxing. So we'll definitely have to see here if he teched for it, because not a lot of people are on it anymore, just because the list is already so tight as it is. So don't know if he's on the tech or not. All right, so we're just doing some thinking here. See how we can get this 5-cost 6 Luffy off of board. We know we've seen Sakazuki tried and true, so we know this is going to be swinging. This Kuzan's going to be swinging and minusing 4, so that's going to get that off of board. So using the leader ability or discarding the additional Kuzan just to go 1 card deep. Doing the math here, so this is going to be a 6K swing. Going to swing onto the Luffy, try to get a card out of hand, minusing 4 onto the Luffy, bringing that Luffy down to 1. And here we see, are we going to see the Arakumo sword? Are we going to see the Robalucci? We're just going to see a Hound Blaze. Hound Blaze pretty much putting it to the bottom, getting rid of it, and now pump to leader. This is an 8K swing. Did he leader or did he brand new? Just missed that there. I think he put to leader, so that was an 8K swing. Just going to end up taking that there, and now dropping the Rebecca. What is he bringing back? So bring back the 2K T-Bone, and that's such a value engine. Just being able to bring back something to hand, another 2K counter to hand. So here we see him drop the brand new, and oof. 2 targets, but definitely something you don't want to see in that is the Gecko Moria, because you have no ways to get back that Gecko Moria from the bin unless you put it back with something like Rob Lucci or something. So just getting another 2K here just to play a little bit of defense. So Whitebeard going to 8 here. So you're going to see, oh, the Nico Robin. I see a lot of these new Whitebeard lists dropping down this Nico Robin here just to be able to deal with Rebecca. So Ace coming down -3. So that's a -3 onto that Kuzan. This Izo's swinging in for 2K versus 2K. Gonna use the Porcelino to counter out. And then now this is gonna be a 6K swing. And now this is gonna be a 7K swing onto Sakazuki, and forcing Sakazuki to be like, hey, just you got to deal with my board now. But because he still has that Kuzan on board, that Ace is just looking so vulnerable here. So here we're just going to see brand new swing 3K onto Izo. And like I said, man, that Ace is sitting duck right now just because of the -4. So here we could see maybe a Rob Lucci play with using leader swing, attaching 1 Dawn, leader swing, and then using the Kuzan to get the -4. And then bada bing, bada boom, both are off board, and now you're in a winning position here. But the Whitebeard player could have another Portgasty Ace and do the same play and then look to clear board, or even look to pressure the life total of Sakazuki, because unlike Whitebeard, Sakazuki doesn't have as many tools, but we do know Sakazuki has those 2Ks in hand. We know he has double T-Bone in hand, and he can easily recycle those T-Bones as well. So here we're going to see a 6-way swing onto leader, just using Nami as a 1K. 5K onto the Pork. Is that a 5K? Oh, yes. So just a 5K swing just as a -1. Then it's going to use the Gecko Moria to bring back 2 bodies. So what do you want to get rid of here? So using the Tashigi coming in unrested, and then using the Rob Lucci to KO both. and just generating insane value. And we already know what a powerhouse Gecko Moria is. Now I'm just going to put 3 and then target both bodies there. All right, and just passes it back over to Whitebeard. So right now it is looking pretty sticky on Whitebeard here, but here we just see him go straight to the 9-cost Whitebeard. So giving his leader plus 2K, so leader's going up to 8K. And it's going to be a 9K swing at face. And now even after that Gecko Moria play, it's looking pretty sticky here. But Sakazuki still okay. Because worst case scenario, what you can do is you can attach a bunch of Dawn onto Gecko Moria and then put the rest. Try to get some cards out of Whitebeard's hand, which is what you want to do here. Got to swing big, so you force some cards out of his hand. So leader is at 7 with no Dawn up as well. So here we're going to see the Great Eruption that we mentioned earlier. So that's a -2 onto the Whitebeard there. So this is just going to be a 6K swing with no Dawn attached, but the leader is massive, so it's all good. So yeah, it seems like he forgot that it was his leader. The Whitebeard leader was big, but he's just going to swing here just to get the -4 with the Kuzan. Going to swing at leader just to get the -1. So now that Whitebeard is down to 2. This is going to be a 10K swing onto leader. So this is going to cause 2 cards to come out of hand here. Right, and then just easily countering out 3. He's going to replace the Tashigi, using the Rebecca to come back out, adding something back to hand. Probably another 2K counter. Oh, he's going to add a Rob Lucci, and then he's just going to, seems like he's just going to jam the Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci easily K'ing, the Whitebeard. And just like that, a 9-cost just gone off the board. And now you still have multiple bodies for next turn that can swing. So returning 3 back to the bottom here, and Sakazuki is sitting pretty with this board state right now. And this is a very difficult one, just because like Whitebeard is trying to play one body and just trying to go big. It is really hard. Hopefully what can be seen here is another Nico Robin with a rush ace, maybe to just pressure Sakazuki. Only 3 cards in hand as well, and just gonna slam down another 9-cast Whitebeard and just gonna swing, which is that's 9K at leader, and then just using Rebecca to block. I mean, yeah, that does do that. So now leader's still at 8K. So now what do you do here? I think the matter of the course of action is just go tall, get that last life, and then start swinging to get more cards out of hand. Attach some Dawn maybe. Because you had to use a lot of resources to get rid of that first Whitebeard. Can you have the resources to get rid of the second? So he's gonna -4 here, putting Whitebeard down to 5 cost. Swinging again, getting it down. It is now -5, so down to a 4 cost. And how does he follow up here? Does he? Honestly, Sakazuki usually has the tools to do it. So we're gonna see a combo play here. He's doing the Dawn allocation here. So going to swing. This is 10K at lead, forcing some cards out of hand here. Now, do you take or what do you do here? Probably have to dump a couple of cards here, at least minimum 2. So just doing the math. Maybe 10K, 10K. triple 10Ks does get, it's risky, but it might just get you there. Worst case scenario, that Edward Newgate on board is -5 right now, so it is a 4 cost. So he's gonna swing. Looks like another. Ooh, he has to think here because ideally you swing 10K, 10K, and just force the cards out of hand, but that's also very risky. So it looks like 6 cards in hand. So if you swing 10K here, that's minimum 2 cards out, and then do you swing the other? That would be what? That would be 11K. So forcing him to have the counter for it, and it is Whitebeard. They have so many cards in hand, so it's definitely possible he can counter out. They do run that 0 cost event card that says get plus 3K. Many ways here to get out of this combo, or do you just focus on getting rid of the 9 cost Newgate and then maybe pressuring next turn for game? A lot of decisions here. These are the make or break decisions, because if you decide to go for game and then you just die on the crackback, it is very, very impactful. And leaving that 9K, the 9 cost Whitebeard on board is never a good sign, because that now is a 10K swinger next turn that you have to deal with, especially if you don't have the counter value in hand. So we see him flash the Rebecca here, so he definitely has it. So he could get rid of it, but you see him trash the Lucci here, so he might have a Houndblaze or another way to deal with it. So here we see Great Eruption just digging one more. So now this is at 7. So this is a 2 cost on board right now. So let's see what he decides to do here. Still has access to 8 Dawn. A lot of Dawn for usage here. So here we're going to see the Rebecca come down. So Rebecca's probably going to grab maybe another 2K. Ooh, he just grabs back the Rob Lucci, and he's probably just going to jam that Rob Lucci straight down, hopefully not seeing another 9 cost Whitebeard. So he's going to, does he slam? Ooh, he's going to replace the Kuzan that's been putting in so much work for him just to KO the 9 cost Whitebeard. And now he has to return 3. So he's going to replace back double Kuzan with the Great Eruption, and it would be the most hilarious thing if Whitebeard just said, I'm going to just, I see you got rid of 2, and you struggled to get rid of the second one. Let me just drop a new one. That would be the most hilarious thing, because as soon as that 9 cost Whitebeard stays on board, it is very tough. Just doing the math here. Again, a Nico Robin into an ace into a leader swing would definitely be favorable here. He's counting up the Dawn, seeing the lines. So he's gonna Nami search. Getting a guard point, so he looks like he just has to defense up a little bit. Sakazuki just making sure he's reading these cards, knowing what he has, Whitebeard has to his the cards that he has available to him. And I think one of the most scariest things in this game is when a Whitebeard has like 7 or 8 cards in hand, and then you know they have like a bunch of counters. They have guard points. They have a bad manners kick course. They have a bunch of 2Ks. It's just like, how do I finish the game? Oh, and here we see Kid Killer coming down. So opponents at 2 or less lives. So this is going to be a 7K swing into Saka. So probably going to see. No way we see 2 cards come out of hand. Probably because they're going to have to block with a Rebecca here. Oh, he ends up taking it. Okay, so he's trying to sit comfy. So now we're just going to see a 4-cost Marco come down on board. And those of you who remember what this 4-cost Marco does, so it's a blocker, and then when it dies, you can trash a Whitebeard Pirate to bring it back rested. So it is another swinger for next turn. But this board state right now does look pretty grim for Whitebeard, just having the multitude of 6K swings, and still has uh, a Gecko Moria who can swing 9K at the bare minimum. So what do you do here? So here we're just going to see a 6K swing, getting at least one card out. They're 2K, and that's what you love to see um, anybody against Whitebeard, is when they have to force a 2K out. So let us see what they decide to do here. Using the Tashigi to search, getting a Great Eruption, using the Great Eruption to target Marco. If a Hound Blaze here would be massive right now. Hound Blaze, an Aerokumo sword, anything here to get these bodies off a board. And it is Sakazuki, and then there's the Hound Blaze going on to the Moria. This is going to be a fat Moria, 12K Moria at the very least. So here we're going to see a 6K swing using 1K counter, another 6K swing, getting another counter, boom, 6K swing, using the guard point, and then the massive Moria, and then there's the GGs. Well played by Sakazuki, taking it handily over Whitebeard. And man, Whitebeard is just that deck that says, hey man, I'm not dying until I'm ready to die. And there you see, like, he had so many cards in hand, and like turn after turn, just being able to say, hey, I'm going to stay alive and well. And you just have to deal with my board. And then dropping the 9 costs as well, back to back. But Sakazuki just being that deck, being able to say, hey, I don't care about your 9 costs. I'm just going to clean house, clean shop, and just do what I got to do. And there you see just the power, just being able to recycle a bunch of like using the Rebecca's to get back the 2K counters and getting back to Lucci's, just being able to clear. And you see what he tried to do there, because he knew Whitebeard is at 6 and Rob Lucci's at 6. He drops the Rob Lucci's and just have them sit on board. And again and again, we see Kuzan also putting in work here today. A lot of people were cutting that Kuzan out of the list, but I know a lot of people were on the 3 Kuzans, just because as long as it stays on board, being able to -4 anything on board is just huge. And that's what you got to look for, especially against Whitebeard, to get rid of those big 9-cost Whitebeards. All right, so Sakazuki's going to, that was table 1, so Sakazuki's going to be advancing further into the tournament. Hopefully he does well for the rest of the tournament. And we are going into round 5, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just about at the halfway point here. And you guys know what I think about the halfway point. This is where, these are the rounds, round 5, round 6, and round 7 is where your tournament day is made or broken. Because that's when you have to lock it in. You got to make sure you clutch out these rounds, because tiebreakers affect here. This is where it decides, or is your day going to be ending a little bit earlier, or is your day going to be going on, and we're going to see you at the final table. So shout outs to everyone who is here this weekend, because we have a sold out crowd for One Piece at a full 512, and for Dragon Ball Fusion War that's also going on, not being streamed, but what will be featured on the Carta Magica YouTube. They have 366 players, so shout outs to them as well. So shout outs to everybody who was here this weekend. So hopefully your guys' games are going well. Hopefully you're seeing what you need to see, and hopefully I get to see you on the streaming tables and get to commentate your game. But if you guys are here and are still watching, make sure you guys come and see me. Come say, hey, I want to meet you. Especially if I haven't met you before. I love meeting new people in the community and stuff like that. Always makes me feel nice. But we're going to take a little break here. We're going to go on to round number 5. I'm going to get some water, get a little bit hydrated. My throat's getting dehydrated. But make sure you guys go get some water too. And we'll be back for round 5. I'll see you guys in a bit.